Samurai Jack is back. Like, when I had heard the season 5 announcement last year in 2016, well, technically it was announced in 2015, but I heard about it out in 2016. Um, I was ecstatic. Like this was a reported, not a reboot, not a remake, not a restart, not a reimagining, but a continuation of the previous season. And this time it takes place 50 years after the original events of Samurai Jack. Now, before I go into the episode and what happened, the show had originally began as a standard Cartoon Network show, and it was pretty mature for the rating it got. And the cast is back, with the exception of the death of Mako, who voiced Aku, and honestly, that was a tragedy. Like, um, Tchaikovsky, not Tchaikovsky, I'm trying to pronounce his name. Uh, I can't for the life of me. The creator said that he had first considered using a completely different voice for the character. However, considering how much Mako's voice was an important element of Aku, a voice actor named Gray Baldwin was brought in to mimic the original voice, as he had done with another character voiced by Mako, Uncle Iroh from the original Avatar: The Last Airbender and its sequel, Legend of Korra, because he does show up in the spirit world. Now, I was ecstatic to hear about this, about the whole return of the show. Like, I was concerned about what's gonna happen with Aku. Like, Mako isn't around anymore, but they, like I said, they clearly got a replacement actor. However, they have stressed that no one can replace Mako, and I can't wait what's gonna happen on that. But like, let's get into what happened. It's been 50 years in that timeline since the end of the original series' story. And Jack has not aged as a side effect of being brought into the future. Every episode will have a reveal that further unravels the mystery of the series and takes it in a different direction. Um, okay, but like, yeah, I'm trying to wonder, like, wait, how does this work? Like, from the trailers we saw, he doesn't have his sword, so like, did he lose it? Was it destroyed? Did it corrupt him in some way? Well, it clearly didn't corrupt him since it was made by the gods, if you saw the original show. So, yeah. Now, it's been 50 years, like I said, his sword is gone, and he has pretty much given up hope because everything's all bleak, everything's all despaired, everyone's suffering, and he has given up hope of returning to his time because Aku has been said to have destroyed all the time portals. And Samurai Jack has been, well, he's losing his humanity and what little sanity he has. Because at the beginning of the episode, he rescues a mother and daughter from several bug robots. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. They're not really going to tease killing a child. Like, I know this is Adult Swim. Like, that's where it's going to air. Yeah, like this is airing on Adult Swim's Toonami block. When I heard that, I was like, "Wow, okay, this is gonna be Revenge of the Sith Dark, isn't it?" Like, it gets the PG-13 rating, and we always see children. We technically get implied children murdering, or younglings as they like to call it. So I'm curious as to know, like, oh, well, this is gonna be interesting. But like, does this violent direction they're gonna obviously go really gonna change things up? Will it be familiar? Will it be new? Will it be like a new layer added to it? I was hoping for that one, for the latter, where they add a new element to it, but not change the formula to an extent. Like they have said that this would be more story based, like the entire, like it's gonna be like what 10 episodes, and they said, and this is going to be a limited series. It's the final season, but it's trying to like figure out, well, how are they going to finish this tale after 10 episodes? I would think like, yeah, this would probably be answered in a sixth season probably, but no, it's going to end after the fifth season, which I'm all right for. I hope it does. I'm glad it's not going to overstay its welcome, but yeah, when I heard it was on Adult Swim, I was like, oh, so people are gonna get killed. And then I saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we just saw blood. Like, we've seen blood stains to an extent, like they would look like scratch marks on the original show, but we're definitely going to see blood and mayhem and chaos. Um, yeah, but like, Samurai Jack goes ahead and goes through these traumatic events after during these whole 50 years thing. And after Jack rescues a mother and daughter from several bug robots, um, he ignores another tragedy happening. He sees smoke in the distance and he just ignores it and then just camps out. First, he gets a drink of water from the lake, from a riverbed, and then all of a sudden he sees his father and his mother and tons of other people looking like they're drowning or dying. And I'm like, okay, this is getting uncomfortable. Like, if this was a new show and it just suddenly threw you into this and you had no idea what was going on, then you wouldn't get invested. But since you had to watch the previous 4 seasons to get these characters, then yeah, then it would make more sense. And this is why I'm glad it's not a reboot or a revamping or a retelling of the show. Like, no, this is a direct continuation after season 4. So, anyways, it turns out that and Jack says that Aku has destroyed the last portal, this destroyed the way home, and I'm curious to know, like, wait, how many time portals were there? In fact, where were they all coming from? Like, wait, does that mean the Guardian, the blue guy, is dead now? Like what looked like it was going to be where that would be the finale, where he would head back to the past through that portal. Was that destroyed? Or did Jack not remember it after 50 years? Or was he just deemed unworthy for it? Like, that would explain something. I hope that gets explained in a later episode. And he talks to his father, who's burning, and it looks like he's been crucified. Yeah, we're going with symbolism here. And tells him that Jack has forgotten his purpose. In fact, we never did learn his real name. Everyone just calls him Samurai Jack, or just Jack for short. And it goes ahead and talks about how he's forgotten his purpose, and then you see this horseman, this dark horseman guy, and I'm wondering, like, who is that? Like, is that Jack, but a more darker version of himself that he's afraid of? Because it has been said by the production team that Jack is becoming a little bit more like Aku every day as he starts to lose his humanity in terms of his attitude. Like, he's dismissive towards a village being destroyed. And even when he decides to finally go to that village a day later, he doesn't seem surprised anymore. He doesn't seem concerned that people are dead. He just ignores it and moves forward. And then he encounters this robotic, fast talking musical robotic assassin. Okay. And who has destroyed a village to get Jack's attention. Now, it's curious as to know, wait, okay. But, like, I'm curious as to know, wait, where does this go here? Like, are they, like, okay? Like, I'm pretty sure that was the comedic side of things. Like, they said the humor would not go away, but at the same time, this is a bleak future, so they have to continue with the dark edge. So maybe this fast-talking musical robotic assassin is supposed to be that void of humor, trying to be that fill the void of humor, because he was kind of humorous at times, and he was honestly the best part of the episode. And then there's the Daughters of Aku, a cult that worships Aku, and by God was I shocked at what they did. Like, they go ahead, not only do they show a woman giving birth to 7 children at once. My God, that must be torture. She trains these children from birth to prepare to kill the samurai. And considering how it takes place in between these scenes here and there with Jack, I'm guessing that it takes place decades beforehand, and they're just going Inception style. Not Inception, Memento. Like, it goes back into the past, then it goes forward to the current present to show these daughters growing up. And then they show child abuse. That's reassuring. Yeah, like yeah, like they're taking the elements of dark African nations of evil of crazed demented cult leader, crazed demented warlords who want to take children and turn them into soldiers or another other popular entertainment culture icon character that is an evil psychopath that trains children at birth to become killers or the UNSC Spartans. Or you could just go back with the African nation part. But yeah, the daughters of Aku, as they're called, are told that they have to kill the samurai. He's destroying everything and whatnot. And like you see this beautiful land. This daughter sees this beautiful land. One of them, and I'm curious as to know. Wait, why isn't that land ravaged? Is it to keep up appearances to make it look like Aku's the right one in the right here? Like I'm pretty sure that's why. Like Aku has no qualms about destroying everything, but he needs these daughters. But they have these daughters of Aku to believe that the samurai's ravaging the land, even though he clearly isn't. But he's slowly losing his humanity. And Samurai Jack doesn't have his sword, and I was always curious as to know what happened to his sword. And then they reveal it, and they have to give more explanation on that. Like, Samurai Jack, when he was younger, apparently lost his sword down a hole, but it's never explained why he couldn't just go down there and get it. Like, is it a magical one where it's the point of no return? Did he lose it? Like, it's clearly obvious he was fighting somebody, but they never said who. But I'm curious as to know, is he going to get the sword back? Like, the promotional images show that he might get the sword back, but, like, apparently Aku doesn't know about this since the assassin goes ahead and calls him. And when I heard Aku's voice, it was like, I can't tell if that's Aku or somebody else. Like, he keeps saying it's Aku, but something tells me that's not him. It doesn't sound like him, though that could be because through the phone it could make a different voice. Like, my voice always changes when I record my voice on this computer I'm using. So, is that why? And Aku hasn't really shown up yet. Like, he doesn't show up in this episode. Like, you see a statue of him, but that's it. So, yeah, our hero is suffering from post traumatic stress disorder or syndrome, PTSD. He is losing his humanity. Also, there's child abuse. There's child soldiers. There's disturbing imagery that takes you out of your comfort zone that you're usually expected from Samurai Jack. And yeah, that was a very bleak episode. Like, yeah, the robot was fun and whatnot, but like, when you really look at it, um, yeah, it's a pretty dark era for Samurai Jack. It's been 50 years. He's given up hope. He has nothing left to fight for in his mind. Like, even in the trailer, he says, there's no way home. There's nothing to fight for. But clearly, like a part of him, still wants to fight. He just wants to find something in life. And the only way he can do that, although, of course, you can make the argument that, oh, maybe he's just doing that because he feels like he has no choice in the matter, since he's hunted by Aku, since Aku thinks, like, Samurai Jack's still a threat, even though he clearly doesn't know the sword's gone, the only thing that can destroy him. And we get a preview of the next episode, but beforehand they play the original ending credit song, which I thought was, oh my god, nostalgia! But there is one thing Samurai Jack keeps saying in this preview of the next episode. He already keeps saying that they're just nuts and bolts, they're robots. And like, wait, they said that Samurai Jack will kill somebody, a person. Does that mean this happens in the next episode? And I was curious, like, wait, didn't Samurai Jack kill somebody in the previous show? I'm trying to remember. Like, he never took another life. He never took another person's life. He took robots. Yeah, he, he killed robots, not people. Huh. Like, you could say, oh, what about Demongo? Like, well, you could say yes and no to that. Jack doesn't know that he's dead as far as I know, but he probably assumes that Aku killed him on Go. But yeah. So I'm really loving this direction they're going with this. I can't wait what's gonna happen. And with this whole TV-14 rating to it, they're gonna go out as much as they can with this. I can't wait to see how this all comes to an end. I really hope Jack finds his way. And there's a lot of questions that have to be answered in this season. Like, who's the Horseman? Will he get the sword back? How is Aku's voice gonna sound like with the new actor? I mean, like they said, it's going to mimic the voice of Aku, but we really will be able. Hopefully, we'll be able to tell. Yeah, he can make a reasonable impression of Mako, or oh, they're trying too hard, and now yeah, it just comes off as nostalgically awkward. So those are my thoughts on the first episode of season 5. This was Neo Reality on TV. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate a stitching for more.